Hey there, Professor Fields here. We are in AJ 103 Criminal Law, Chapter 17, Drugs. We're going to talk about 17.1, Learning Outcome 17.1, and Learning Objective 17.2, which is Criminal Act and the definitions. So the Controlled Substances Act, it covers which drugs are legal as well as which drugs, actually the legal use of drugs and the illegal use of drugs. And for example, it talks about treatment of addicts. You can use drugs sometimes to treat addicts. Also prescriptions. A lot of the drugs that would normally be illegal to possess, if you have a prescription for them, it would be okay. And it also talks about penalties. So some of the definitions. Tolerance. That's when a person that's been taking drugs for quite a long time gets used to that drug and they need more and more and more of that drug to make them get high. Same thing happens with alcohol. You notice that alcoholics sometimes will have to have a little more alcohol to make them show the effects of being under the influence. Same thing with drugs. Habituation, that's a psychological dependence. If you keep taking the drugs, you become psychologically addicted to that. However, there's no physiological addiction, which I'll discuss in a second here. And the physiological addiction, that's when you cannot function normally without the repeated use of the drugs. I've seen this a lot in heroin addicts. If they stop taking heroin, they go through the DTs, and they'll shake. Maybe you saw the movie, Ray Charles. The movie Ray Charles. I think Jamie Foxx played the character in the movie when he was going through his withdrawals. That was a pretty severe instance. I've seen that quite often with some of the addicts. So the controlled substances schedules. There's schedules 1 through 4, and they're in the Health and Safety Code, California Health and Safety Code. Remember I talked about the different codes we have, Penal Code, Vehicle Code. This one, drugs, are in the Health and Safety Code. Sections 11054 through 11058. And how they're scheduled is the most dangerous drugs are listed in Schedule 1. In other words, those are the highest potential that somebody's going to abuse them. And down the line, slightly less dangerous drugs are Schedules 3 through 5. So Schedules 1 and 2, the most dangerous. 3 through 5, milder or less addictive. Here I've got a picture of a opium field that appears to be in the Middle East, or Afghanistan probably, where they grow the opium poppy. Sometimes they're listed in more than one schedule depending on the amount of opiates they contain. And I did not put this animation in there, so I'm not sure what this thing is doing. So Schedule 1, you see you have cocaine base, hallucinogens, heroin, which is that opiates, heroin, LSD, which is causes you to see things. Surprisingly, marijuana. A lot of people are shocked to find out that marijuana is on Schedule 1 drug on the Health and Safety Code. Mescaline, methaqualone, quaaludes they used to call them. Peyote, which is a cactus that is eaten in Native American rituals. So in Schedule 2, you have amphetamines, codeine, Demerol, methadone, morphine, opium, acetabarbital. And that's it for the definitions of the Controlled Substances and the Controlled Substances Act. We'll talk about the rest in later sections.